Xbox One X review. The Xbox One X plays host to the same inputs and ports as the S, including HDMI, and if you desire to connect a TV set-top box, two USBs are placed at the rear and one at the front, and an Ethernet port. The external power supply that was part of the original Xbox One was stopped by Microsoft, and it is now embedded in dual voltage. To sum up, its appearance is very similar to that of the Xbox One S outside, though it still requires a USB adapter for Connect. Microsoft's inside hardware is where its true power lies. It features a powerful 2.3 GHz 8-core AMD Jaguar processor, along with 12 GB of RAM and a very impressive 6 teraflop AMD Radeon GPU, 2 teraflops more than what the PS4 Pro has to offer, as well as 3 GB of additional RAM. The specs on the Xbox One X are substantially higher compared to that of the PS4 Pro, and it is also smaller in size. On top of all this, it even includes a 4K Blu-ray player, something lacking from its PS4 Pro competitor. In order to prevent it from overheating, a good cooling system with matching fans is necessary for the Xbox One X's powerful components. The fans do become more evident. They make a little bit more noise than the Xbox One S even when the console isn't under intense usage and the back of the unit gets really hot. It's strongly advised against placing the One X in an enclosed space like a cupboard. The promise of the Xbox One X is properly rendered 4K gaming. Most games built for the Xbox One are adapted to 1080p TVs, which have merely a quarter of the pixels than those featured on new 4K TVs. Seeing as the Xbox One X's speed is more than 4 times faster than that of the original Xbox One, it has the ability to manage true 4K gaming, even though it isn't as strong as ultra-modern PC gaming systems. What really matters in terms of benefits depends on the game being played. Microsoft guarantees over 150 refined games with optimized features for the Xbox One X. However, this does not always enforce that they absolutely must be 4K. Some improvements may include higher frame rates rather than 4K resolution or increased HDR capability. Yet, other modifications could be integrated with both HDR and better frame rates along with 4K visuals too. Ultimately, it boils down to what developers agree upon, and so far no untouched pattern has revealed itself. Find PC games to be more enjoyable because of their smoother frame rates, and it makes me sick to shift back to consoles where the same game runs at just 30 FPS. Playing Gears of War 4 and its performance mode with 60 FPS, even though it is an older game, became a good example of how the Xbox One X can go for either 4K modes or performance-focused ones. The 4K mode, together with HDR, looks outstanding. However, playing in the performance mode with 60 FPS has a much better feel without the raising of 4K resolution. Rise of the Tomb Raider has similar possibilities, and this is something that game developers should really provide for gamers. In certain games, such as Forza Motorsport 7, players can experience the ultimate combination of 4K visuals, HDR imaging, and a blistering 60 frames per second. This is the highest level of performance difficulty that Microsoft's Xbox One X console can provide. Have been able to take part in demo versions of the game at various Xbox events over recent weeks, and have observed exactly how beautiful it is, yet often these advancements are difficult to see with an Xbox One S. The S console is still capable of running FM7 with a silky smooth frame rate accelerated by HDR, so it's only those who appreciate high-res upgrades or finer textures and shadows that will really feel any additional benefit. For some games, such as Titanfall 2, 4K resolution is achieved with dynamic alteration based on GPU load to maintain a smooth 60 FPS gameplay. When an enhancement for the Xbox One X came through, especially amazed by Assassin's Creed Origins. This game looks captivating on the X with its 4K resolution and HDR support. Its sharpness surpasses Xbox One S and its textures approach to equaling those of PC. With HDR enabled on LG OLED, it appears absolutely beautiful and runs extremely smoothly. Serves as a remarkable representation of potential improvements upcoming developers create with new games. At present, there is a mix of development and not all creators have made new features available to examine. At the start of the week, you don't have to have a 4K television to gain some advantages from the new console. If your gaming monitor is 1440p, the Xbox One X soon will be able to utilize that, though unable to test this as Microsoft doesn't yet fully support that resolution. Unlike the PS4 Pro's output when it comes to 1080p and upscaling, the Xbox One X will actually take advantage of 1440p monitors.